Yo, what's happening? Houston, this is the place to be, and I am TMC in the place to be with my man Brad Gilmore and the one and only, the champ, the man Booker T. So let's get it poppin'.
Live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. Join the six-time world heavyweight champion, two-time WWE Hall of Famer, and WWE NXT announcer, Booker T. Booker T. Alongside his right-hand man, the BOAT, Brad Gilmore. It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, six-time world champ, two-time Hall of Famer, man. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me, as always. And I just want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame, getting your champagne wishes and caviar dreams, man. What you drinking, man? A Modelo? Is that a Modelo?
It's water.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what? The Rumble really did it for me, Book. You know,
Oh, man, I thought you had, went on and said, look, man, it's 2024. Let me get a drink. You know what I mean? Because it's hard. It's hard times out here, man. But no, I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame. Get your champagne wishes, caviar dreams. We're going to do this thing. We're going to do the thing like we always do. But how you feel, man? How you feel?
I'm feeling great, Book. You know, we're just about, a little over a week and a half, maybe 14 days, 13, 12 days. We're 12 days away from Road Blitz, the day before the big game, that's going to be going down. We know it's going to be KC and Ravens going on. KC and the 49ers going down.
What you think?
For the Super Bowl. They just beat up on the Ravens yesterday. KC did. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited for Road Blitz.
What, man, I tell you what, though, man. Ravens just made so many mistakes. Man, so many little bitty pivotal mistakes. They could have won that game, man. They were so close, but that's the way the pendulum dropped in football, man. You could be up 1 minute. They're like 49ers, man. It just seemed like they just start rolling, man. Once they start rolling, they start steamrolling. It was amazing, man, to watch both of those games, man. Both of those, and I think both teams are deserving of being in the Super Bowl as well.
I think they're both deserving. I would have loved to see the Detroit Lions, just the underdog story, come from not being around and not even sniffing a playoff game too. They were a quarter away.
Did you see the shot of Barry Sanders? He was in the arena.
How was he looking?
Yeah, he looked great.
I didn't see that when I missed it.
He looked great, man. He was, they were high-fiving. When they showed him, it was up big. You know what I mean? They didn't show him, when it was down, so he probably was looking totally different, by the end of the game. But nah, man, the Lions, man, they did a hell of a job. They did a hell of a job.
And the other thing too is at the Lions game, I saw Eminem was there, and Eminem was happy too at the beginning. He's a Detroit guy. And then toward the end, there were pictures coming out of him. He was flicking off all the 49ers fans at the end of the night. He wasn't happy. Eminem wasn't happy. You know what I mean?
Oh, man. No, man. They did a hell of a job. But that one thing about that game, man, it could only be one. Is like basketball, just like everything. The champion. There can only be one. There can only be one. So I get it, man. All that hard work that goes into a season, especially like you said, the Lions that, never sniffed that part of the season ever in their existence and getting so close, just one game away from the ultimate dream of going to the Super Bowl. But man, awesome work though. Great, like I say, great games.
Who you got in that game? Who you got?
It's hard to bet against Mahomes, man. I know San Francisco got a lot of smoke behind them right now, but it's just so hard to bet against Mahomes, a guy that's been in that position so many times, so experienced, so poised under pressure. Always seem to figure out how to get it done. That's what that dude's all about, man. He's a legitimate Hall of Famer, man. He's going to be a legend, that's going to go down in history in that game. Seriously.
Well, everybody, though, wants to know your opinions on what's been dominating the internet today. It's been all over the place. Oh, we're going to talk wrestling in a second, but I want to know what you think about the beef between Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion. Have you seen this book? Have you seen all the beef between Nicki and Megan? And where do you weigh in on it?
Can you tell? Wait a minute. I've been busy. I've been working.
Okay, look, let me break it down for you.
No. Can you tell me what the beef is about?
So this is from what I understand the beef is about.
Is it because of the BBL? Is that what this is?
No.
That's what this is all about.
It's about a different 3 letters. It's about WAP. WAP, 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 right? That's where this beef emanated from because Megan and Nicki were cool. Nicki and Cardi had beef. Megan does a song with Nicki, and then Megan does a song with Cardi, and then there's beef there, and then there's some other like little behind-the-scenes drama, and then Megan has this record out that she just put out where they say she takes a shot at Nicki Minaj's, I guess it's her husband now, right? Because he's a registered offender, and she references a law about that, and so then Nicki Minaj goes at her and starts talking about how she made up getting shot by Tory Lanez. She's lying on her dead mother, is what she said.
She got paid for that though, did she?
Who?
Getting shot.
Get paid how?
Did she sue?
There were criminal charges pressed, and Tory
okay.
Lanez went. I think he's going to prison.
All right, I thought it was some civil charges as well, civil cases as well. I'm not sure.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know about that. So anyway, it's just been dominating the news. I mean, that's what I've seen. That's been at least on my timeline. That's what
a lot of drama, man. I normally don't get caught up in the rap drama. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right there, if it was about the BBL, I'd probably know all about it. but just being some trivial, hearsay going back and forth. I don't know, man.
Here's the thing. It's hard for me to. I'm picking the side of the H-Town representative. I got to, right, just because she's from H-Town. I got to ride. Right. I got to ride with her. But Nicki's jersey's in the rafters. Oh, yeah, her jersey's in the rafters. She's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, she's OG. I mean, so
it's hard to pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Megan hasn't said anything back. But Nicki,
I'm gonna tell you what it is, man. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. Nicki sees the new kid on the block.
That's what it feels
all
like.
it is.
That's what it feels like.
No, that's all it is, man. I mean, you see the new kid coming up on the block. You feel a little inferior. You want to shut it down. You feel like, man, your time is up. My time is now. You know what I mean? It's that John Cena thing, So I get, that's what this is about, man. Nicki had a hell of a run.
Great Hall of Famer, jerseys in the rafters.
She's had a hell of a run, but it's just like a lot of the old wrestlers. They just want to hang on, man. They don't want to let that spot go. They want to hang on to it forever, and that's what this whole beef is about. More than anything, that's what I feel.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And it just seems like Nicki's always got a beef with another female rapper. Remember, her and Kim went at it. Her and Cardi went at it.
Yeah.
Now her and Megan are going at it. Saweetie and Ice Spice better look out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Megan getting all the press right now, man.
Yeah.
That stallion, man. She getting all the press. So yes. Yeah, we're going back H-Time.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Hey, look, they're both beautiful women. Don't get me wrong. And they're both great. They're both talented at what they do.
Oh yeah,
they're both very talented. I hate to see that woman on women beef. But you know what? At least they're putting it in the bars. That's what I've always liked. See who's the best. I mean, this is going back to the days of Cool Mo D and Chief Rockabizzy B.
I was listening to Suge Knight on his podcast, and Suge was talking about how strong the ladies are compared to the men today. It seems like the ladies are dominating the rap game more so than the men, you know what I mean? And he'd love to have his hands, in the game, right? In the game.
Oh, okay.
Right now, as far as what's going on with the ladies, because they making it pop, letting it pop off. They popping it off big time. You know what I'm saying?
The big time popping it off, man.
I'm serious, man. Every time I hear that, man, I'm like, let me turn this up. Let me pop off. I'm like, Since when the ladies start popping off? You know what I'm saying?
But I'm gonna tell a real story. So Booker and I don't know when we went to Vegas the last time. Whenever it was, we were driving through traffic, and the radio was on, and they played Doja Cat, "Paint It Red," right? And we weren't. It was one of those things where you were not really talking for a minute. You're just kind of listening to the music, and I felt that I kind of started bobbing my head to it. I'm like, okay, yeah, she's kind of going off. I kind of look over at you from the corner of my eye, and you're doing the same. You're like, yeah. And I think that when we talked, we're like, hey, man, Doja Cat's pretty dope.
Yeah, you better not sleep on Doja Cat, man. At first, I was like, man, who is this Doja Cat, man? What the hell? Man, cat name is Doja Cat. And then I'm like, man, let me listen to some Doja Cat. Let me hook the video up, man, because she's something else. Now I'm serious. She's something else. And the songs that she put out, man, are so unique to her. You know what I mean? It's not going to be everybody producing that kind of music or producing that kind of sound.
I agree.
So that's what I think I like about Doja Cat more than anything. And I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Big fan.
If Doja Cat was to come to town, I really wouldn't mind going and see a Doja Cat show. You know what I mean? Seriously.
No, she's dope. Doja Cat is actually dope.
So maybe she come to H-Town. She in Vegas one time. Yeah, hey, give me some tickets, man. Give me some game time. Give me some tickets, man. Hey, man, we got to take a break.
What's up,
man.
y'all?
Stick
It's
around.
your
You
man,
are
Booker T,
inside the
six-time
Hall of
world
Fame.
champion,
We'll be back.
two-time Hall of Famer, and I'm here with my main man, Brad Gilmore, on the Hall of Fame podcast. And today we're talking about something that's been a game changer for us, and that's HelloFresh.
That's right, Booker. Whether you're looking to save money, eat better, or stress less in the new year, HelloFresh has got you covered. We're talking about farm-fresh ingredients, chef-crafted recipes, and the best part, it's all delivered right to your doorstep.
You know, Brad, I used to stress about meal planning, especially with my busy schedule. But with HelloFresh, man, I'm whipping up quick, tasty meals in no time. And my favorite has got to be their 15-minute recipes. Man, who knew I could cook a gourmet meal that fast?
Absolutely, Book. But let's talk about variety. HelloFresh has over 45 dinner options each week. So that's right. There's going to be no more recipe boredom. Plus, they've got calorie smart and protein smart options, perfect for keeping those New Year's resolutions in check.
And you know, Brad, as a family man, I'm sitting down for dinner with my crew, and it's important. HelloFresh quick and easy meals have made that reality. Even on the busiest nights, it's just convenient. It's bringing the family together.
And don't forget, breakfast fans, HelloFresh is hooking you up, the listeners of the Hall of Fame podcast, with free breakfast for life. That's right, a free breakfast item with every delivery. Now, that's a sweet deal to wake up to.
Y'all heard it here first. Go to HelloFresh.com/BookerFree and use the code, man, BookerFree, to get your free breakfast for life. Remember, one breakfast item per box while your subscription is active. Oh, yeah, man.
That's HelloFresh.com/BookerFree with the code BookerFree. Don't miss out on America's #1 meal kit.
Join us in making cooking fun, easy, and absolutely delicioso. It's HelloFresh. You got it. Oh, yeah. Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Yeah, man. Yeah, we just talking a little pop culture out there right now, Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, still want to hold on to that crown, man. But it comes a time when you got to let it go. Look at me, king of the world, king of the world. But it comes a time when you got to, let the young people do their thing, and I think that's what Nicki Minaj need to settle in at, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. But let's get to a little wrestling, man. Let's get to wrestling. Some breaking news. CM Punk was injured in the Royal Rumble. Torn tricep, is going to be out for 4 to 6 months, which means he will be missing the biggest event of the year, WrestleMania. Something I know he was really, really looking forward to, getting back and making a play at one of those top spots. Main event night 1, night 2, doesn't matter. Just be in that vicinity somewhere. But now this right here pretty much throws a monkey in the wrench. CM Punk, 45 years old, and that's the question. Is it just as far as the time catching up? That's the thing. Yeah, and for me, that's what I think it is. I just think as far as the time catching up, I didn't see anything significant CM Punk did in the Rumble where, you go, ow. And that's when when you look at professional wrestling, at least from my perspective. When I look at wrestling, I could be watching a match and they could be doing some of the biggest moves. Boom, 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 boom. But when I go, ow, that means that something happened. They landed the wrong way. And I say that because I've taken a lot of bumps in the ring. And the only time it hurt was when I said, ow. It's as simple as that. That one word literally determines how bad it really is. Ow. So I didn't see anything with CM Punk in the Rumble where I said that. Did you see anything where it was significant? Where like you said, maybe that was a stinger or something like that. Maybe that was maybe landed wrong or anything. Did you see anything?
I didn't see it. I didn't see it, man. I will tell you. I noticed though that CM Punk, and I think I made a comment about somebody. I might have been talking to you or somebody. I said, man, Punk looks slow. Like he looked a little slow in the Rumble, and I thought he was just gassed. I thought, man, he looks like he's gassed. Now hearing this, it makes a lot more sense. They're saying when he took the DDT from Drew McIntyre that it happened on that spot. Now, again, to answer your question, I didn't see anything that looked like he took it wrong or looked like it was given wrong or anything of that nature. To me, it looked like he was just a step behind. But now, like I said, hearing this, it makes sense. And it's just a bad break because when CM Punk came back in October of 2021 to AEW, it was like, man, Punk's back, great, big moment. Then he has the match with Hangman Page, wins the title. The next night, he does the stage dive, and I believe he breaks his foot. And then you go to All Out 2022, which was like the infamous night in AEW. But in that match, he tore his tricep, I believe. Same injury with Jon Moxley, tore his tricep. I don't know if it's the same tricep here. And then he's back for a little while, runs, and I think he was in AEW until August of last year and hadn't had a TV match since then. But he was working house shows. I know he worked Dominic Mysterio at a house show. But anyway, saying all that to say, I agree. I just think that it's nothing that he's doing wrong. It's nothing he's taking wrong. It's just he's been in the business since 1998 or something like that, right? I mean, you're taking a lot of bumps, and Punk was the guy who on the Indies was doing hour-and-a-half draws, 90-minute draws every night. That was something I've heard him and Chris Hero talk about a lot. That can only mean a lot more bumps than your average 11-minute match. So if you multiply that over your whole career, and he was known as a workhorse and was continued to be known as a workhorse during WWE and even his return to AEW, those 10 years that he had off, or those 8 years that he had off, that doesn't mean that the bumps on your bump card weren't already taken.
Yeah, I feel that way. One thing about, getting older, the body just, it doesn't heal, faster. It doesn't regenerate muscle as fast. Of course, they say you lose a certain amount of muscle past, age, such and such every year. It's just one of those type of deals. I remember after I pretty much got out of the ring, and I pretty much went to my career injury free. Had my knee scoped twice. That was it. And I remember after my career was over with, and we were in Canada, and I was doing a promo. I don't know if I was a GM or whatever, but all I did was point, and I tore my tricep right off the bone. That's all I did, just pointed. And I go, whoa, how? That hurt. You know what I mean? It was one of those type of deals. I went to the medic, and they looked at it. Then I ended up going to the doctor, and the doctor said, yeah, it's ripped off the bone. And I'm like, whoa, what the hell? I mean, but just something as simple as that. I wasn't wrestling. I wasn't in the ring. I wasn't taking any bumps or anything. It was just, probably all the wear and tear. And I was at that point, I had been working out in the gym still, even though it hurt. I'm still in the gym working out. I'm thinking it maybe just be, I don't know, wear and tear on the old muscle or whatnot. But that's all it is. I think, I don't think it's him doing it. He didn't do anything, like I say, significant where you would have
thought, he would have hurt himself. We talk about, just last week, the article that came out as far as guys, training a certain way and going out there and getting hurt. I don't think that's what it is. I just think in the ring, it's not a matter of if it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. And especially when you get older. I remember I was working Kevin Nash and he threw a boot, hit me right square in the jaw, bang, and, blew his knee out. It was one of those type of deals. So it's like, when you get older, you can't go in there and do the things you did like you did once upon a time. You know what I mean? Even though I say, how you going to tell a man he can't go out there and do it like that? No, well, damn it, you can't. It's just one of those deals, man. And you just got to, definitely be cautious and look at it a certain way when you get to that certain age. It's just as simple as that.
It's got to be a tough news to receive from CM Punk, for CM Punk, because we talked about it last week. He's always wanted to go out there and main event WrestleMania, and it looked like, I know you don't like to book the show, but he was in prime position to do so. Night one of WrestleMania main event, you cannot convince me that it wasn't going to be CM Punk versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. And that's what it looked like it was going to. And now knowing that you're going to have to sit on the sidelines, WrestleMania 40, perhaps the biggest WrestleMania of all time, and know that it could have been your spot. God, that sucks, man. I do feel bad for him in that respect completely. You never want to see anybody get hurt.
And coming back and being in the spot to actually, come out and be in the Royal Rumble, even though he said there's two things that he wanted to do was win the Royal Rumble and main event WrestleMania. Well, he didn't win the Royal Rumble, but he had a hell of a spot in the Royal Rumble. And then to go on to WrestleMania, it would have been a great Cinderella story for him. But there again, man, stuff like this happens. Hopefully he'll get himself back together. And, 4 to 6 months, that's a long time sitting on the shelf. And this thing of, like I always say, out of sight, out of mind is one thing, but time off being your worst enemy. I really do believe that for a wrestler, because just think about it. I think CM Punk probably have been getting hurt more just because he's been out of the ring. That long, how many years he was away from it?
8, 9 almost.
That's a long time to just think you can restart the engine and just go back and do it like you did once upon a time. That's a really long time to be sitting. And there again, your body's going to go through a transformation in that 8 years, and then you, boom, open that wound all over again. Man, it's not as easy as it's not like getting on a bicycle or anything like that. I can only imagine being out of this for 8 years and then coming back and trying to, boom, restart it and just take off and go, scissor kick, spin a Rooney. Oh, man, I can only imagine.
How much did that surgery and I guess injury, because you did the same injury, because they're saying you tore off the bone. One, how much did it hurt? What was your surgery and rehab like from it, even though you weren't actively competing at the time? I can only imagine you wanted to still stay in shape. What was the recovery process like?
Well, that's when they gave me that Dilaudid.
Woo!
Yeah, that's when I was in there.
Played the PGA.
I was in the PGA. I was hallucinating. I was doing all kinds of stuff. But I was in some major pain because I had a staph infection. Also, not only did I tear the tricep, I had a staph infection at the same time. And so I had to recover from one before they could actually do the surgery. And it was a nasty thing. But it was a painful process for me with that elbow surgery. Even now, my elbow feels, a little funny. It's not as formed as my other one. It's got a little, it's a little different. Yeah, it's a little different.
Man, it sucks. Definitely sucks. I know there's a lot more to talk about when it comes to CM Punk being out. That's if people are just seeing this in the live, CM Punk is out 4 to 6 months due to an apparent tricep injury he had in the Royal Rumble. I know there's more to talk about with this, though, Book.
Stick around, you're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute, y'all.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled program for an important public service announcement.
This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. Is it something more essential? A revolutionary ball trimmer that has landed right here from the future.
That's right. Manscaped has been working overtime to upgrade your below-the-waist grooming experience with their cutting-edge Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra.
Let's cut to the chase. Every man out there knows the fear of going in for a close shave in those most sensitive areas.
Yeah, we've been there, Book, but fear no more. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra is the hero that you deserve, featuring not one, but two interchangeable next-gen skin-safe blade heads.
This isn't just your standard grooming. It gives that super smooth finish with a new foil blade your heart desires, and Manscaped delivers.
And it does not stop there. With dual LED spotlights, you can navigate the darkest of regions with precision regardless of your skin tone.
And they thought of everything, man. 3-length setting comb, and guess what, my man? This bad boy is waterproof.
That's right, Booker. Trim with confidence in or out of the shower. The Lawnmower 5.0 trimmer helps reduce nicks, the risk of ingrown hairs, and those dreaded grooming accidents.
And because we've got your back, man, get 20% off free shipping with the code, Booker T at manscaped.com.
Just think about it. 20% off, free shipping at manscaped.com with the code Booker T. High-tech grooming for your low places.
Look, man, from a personal experience, this isn't just a ball trimmer. It's like a spaceship for your man parts. Smooth, efficient, and it takes care of B.I.N.ness, dog.
Remember, we're keeping it real with you all. We partnered up with Manscaped because we believe in the product. They hooked us up, and we're passing that on to you.
So, gentlemen, upgrade your grooming game, man, and visit manscaped.com. And don't forget to use the promo code Booker T for your exclusive deal. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Talking about CM Punk. Going to be out for 4 to 6 months, torn tricep. I don't know. What do you think's next for CM Punk? What do you think's next? You think you're going to be able to come back and jump right back in the saddle and, keep it going?
Yeah, I don't know. The question that you pose, I don't know what it looks like. I mean, I would imagine they're going to find something for Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. There's so much talent on the roster. There's so much talent. Whether you want to keep running with him and Drew, whether you want to slot LA Knight into that position, whether you want to slot Gunther in that position. There's a ton of guys they could put, which is great, in that world title shot. AJ, Randy, Kevin, Sammy. They're embarrassment of riches right now in WWE. Now, was the biggest match you could make for the World Heavyweight Championship him and Seth Rollins? Yes, it was. And that's going to suck, that he's not going to be there. Now, what does it look like when he comes back? 4 to 6 months. Could put him here around time for SummerSlam. Still have a big match. Come back and try to, challenge for the world title there. But I think that this is a big blow for him. And to me, he's got a lot less matches in front of him than he does behind him. And every month seemingly is important. But now I say that, he's 45. Sting's about to wrestle his last match. He's 64, I believe. So, you could have time. You can have time on your side. But I do worry about this because you see this a lot with athletes. When one injury starts happening and then 2 injuries starts happening and there's a third one, it normally is a sign to see. Do you remember, God bless his soul, but do you remember Kobe at the end of his career? It seemed like always something was going on with his legs. Every season he was out, ACL, Achilles, whatever it was. Always something going on. And just when you are so competitive for so long, as you say, Father Time waits for no man.
Waits for no man.
And sometimes you talk about the old bones.
The old bones, man, start getting a little crickety. And that's just part of life. You wake up one day, you feeling fine, and you get on a plane, you land in Chicago, and it's cold, and you get off the plane, and next thing you know, your knee is hurting like, somebody whacked it with a sledgehammer. You go, what the hell is going on? I used to hear the old stories, the old grandmothers, the old grandfathers, it's getting ready to get cold. I can feel it. I always
Feel it in my bones.
I can feel it in my bones. I always thought that was just talk. I'm serious. I thought that was just talk, man. But no, that's true, man. Especially after you've been in the game, you've had certain injuries. It's like my neck. I could tell when it's getting ready to get cold. My neck can start feeling a little funny. I don't know what it is, but that's just part of the game, man. That's just part of the game, and it is going to be tougher for CM Punk to just jump right back in the saddle and to be able to go out there and have those big matches and 30 minutes. Because I really think, unlike, just say for instance, Chris Jericho, and the reason why those guys are still able to go out there and still do it, because they never stopped. I really believe if they stopped, they would be going through the same exact thing that Punk's going through right now. I remember
Great point.
Chris Carter retired from the Minnesota Vikings back in the day. He was like, I'm done, and then he wanted to make a return. And he came back for one game and he retired again. He was like, what the hell was I thinking? The game in 1 year had gotten that much faster and his body had gotten that much weaker. You know what I mean? So as well as Father Time had caught up with him. Just one of those things. So no diss, but I do hope CM Punk can get himself back together and get right back on. Because look at me, look at my tricep, look at my tricep. Oh yeah, man. Shoot. Get some.
Yeah, we wish CM Punk a speedy recovery. You never want to see anybody go down. But man, look, where do you think this leaves Seth Rollins? I mean, I know you don't like to book the show. But who would you like? Let me put this this way. Not who do you think? Who would you like to see get that position?
I don't have a favorite, man, to be honest. I don't know. It's so many variables right now that can be played out. Damian Priest still got the briefcase. He got to cash in, right?
Mm-hmm.
That it could be something. It could be something there. I mean, of course, Cody wants the big goal. And so it's so much out there. It's so much out there. I don't want to. Go ahead.
What do you think about the idea of Seth versus Gunther title for title?
No.
Why not?
I'm not off to this title for title.
Oh yeah,
thing.
yeah, that's true.
It just doesn't make any sense. It just book yourself in a corner where you ain't got as much, play, as far as with the show. You want everybody to be able to get a piece of the action. That we do something like that, you're gonna book yourself in a corner just like we did with Roman.
Right, where you had both titles and then you had to make a new world title. I like Gunther though in that spot because he's just so damn good, man. Everything he does, and it was funny. I'd forgotten what I think we talked about on the show recently, and I was telling somebody like, man, how much great shape he's in now.
I just don't think. I mean, I don't like booking the show or anything, but I just don't think Gunther need the rub right now.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther has established himself so well with the Intercontinental Championship. He doesn't need the world title right now. He really doesn't need. He doesn't need the rub. Somebody, whoever get that spot, they're going to be getting the rub, and you got to make sure you do that right, because like I say, doing it with Gunther, you're doing it with a made man already, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see who elevates it. I'd like to know what the chat thinks, who they would like to see elevated to that position, because it's going to have to be somebody. And somebody who would still feel like this is a big deal at WrestleMania. And I want it to be somebody who's on the roster right now. I know people have been talking like, oh, put Rock in that position or call Steve Austin and put him in that. I'm not saying, those guys shouldn't be on the card, but I don't want to see that. I want this to be.
Yeah. I'm not looking for anything like that myself. I'm thinking one of the guys, like I say, right now, just after coming off the Rumble, you look at the talent pool. We got a plethora of talent right now. Got so many guys on the roster that can step into that spot and become something and make themselves. Just like for me, I had to get a shot at it, man, in order to become a made man. And to be able to, make stars, you got to put them in position to become stars. And I just think we got an opportunity here. We got a huge opportunity, especially with Punk going down. Even though Punk said that's a great match, either one of those guys, if Seth wins is great, if Punk wins is great. But Punk is already a made man, and Seth is already a made man. I'm looking to make somebody.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. Is that somebody, LA Knight? Is that somebody, the Archer, as you said, Damian Priest? Do you give that spot to? I don't know. It's just so many. You know what? What about Finn Balor? Finn Balor's out there.
Killer Cross.
Yeah, Karrion Kross.
I just said Killer Cross, but I'm just Karrion Kross.
There's so many people that you can slot into that.
So many guys. Yeah, seriously. So I'm thinking about that right there from a promoter standpoint. If I was thinking about booking the show, I'm be thinking about it from a promoter standpoint, and that's trying to get all of my talent over as much as I possibly can.
Now, there's a lot that happened in the Royal Rumble. We were talking about CM Punk going down 4 to 6 months. Man, it's just so long because 4 months. So best case scenario, it's still after Royal Rumble. It's still after the Rumble. Best case scenario. That's if he rushes back. It's still after WrestleMania. Excuse me. So yeah, man, just that's big. That's big, man. That's a big loss for the company. But coming out of the Rumble though, there's still much to talk about. We got to talk about the women's Rumble. We got to talk about the men's Rumble. A fatal 4-way that was a show stealer in a lot of aspects. You have to talk about Logan Paul, Kevin Owens. They brought it, man. They brought it. I don't know where we should go to next. And by the way, I want to say right now too, if you want to have a question or comment asked, we're already seeing our super chats blow up. So if you want to get it in there now. We can't guarantee it. You know what I mean? We're a limited time. You know what I mean? You got to act fast, Book. It's like a sellout. It can sell out quick.
We limited today.
Well, we're a limited amount of time, right? Haven't we always been limited?
I'm just saying, you really pushing this sales pitch today. I like it. I like it a lot.
Sell, limited edition. Come on now, get him in.
Few seats available. You better get one right now. All right, guys, stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. Well, like Brad said, you better do it now. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? All right, everyone, it's Booker T and Brad Gilmore here, and we've got something exciting for all you sports, comedy, music, and theater fans out there. We're talking about Game Time, the fastest, easiest way to get your hands on tickets to your favorite events.
That's right, Book. We love all those spontaneous, unforgettable moments, and Game Time is here to make them happen. Whether it's a last-minute decision to see a game or a sudden urge to catch a live show, Game Time has got you covered, giving fans access to tickets even at the last minute in over 60 cities across the United States and Canada.
And guys, this ain't about getting in. This is about getting the best seats in the house. With Game Time, you can see images of your seat before you buy it. So no surprises there, guys. You can score tickets swiftly. Skip the line, guys. Just dive straight into the moment.
Absolutely. And listen to this. Game Time guarantees the best prices. Find tickets in the same section in row for less elsewhere. Game Time will give you a credit of 110% of the difference. So there's no reason to wait, Book.
So whether it's the thrill of the game, the laughter of the comedy, the rhythm of the music, or the drama of the theater, guys, don't let the opportunity skip by. Choose Game Time. Grab your tickets and just enjoy the moment.
Live should be spontaneous, Book. So guys, don't miss out. Check out Game Time now on their app or at gametime.co. That's gametime.co.
Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Just download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code BOOKER for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Lowest price. Guaranteed. Oh, yes. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. We're talking about the Royal Rumble. Just went down this weekend. in Tampa, Florida, man. And I'll tell you, man, I had a great time. Got a chance to, get me some steak and lobster after it was all over with. A little mac and cheese, a little asparagus to go with it. And yeah, man, it was damn good. Some of that garlic butter, man. Make sure you get some. You got a nice steak. Make sure you get some of that garlic butter to go on it, man. Just makes it all right. I'm serious.
Well, we were talking about the Royal Rumble, and we haven't really talked about the event itself so far. We're talking about CM Punk's going to be down 4 to 6 months. Definitely sucks, and that's terrible for him. And I'm sure he's going to try to get back as quick as possible. But let's talk about the Royal Rumble itself, the men's Royal Rumble, because CM Punk was down to the last two. Props to him for finishing the thing with a torn tricep. But Cody Rhodes, he goes back-to-back, BT. Back-to-back. Only 4 people, I believe, have ever done that. It's Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, and now Cody Rhodes. And he immediately called out Roman Reigns, and he's trying to finish the story. But do you agree with the finish to the Royal Rumble and Cody Rhodes being the guy?
Yeah, man. I like Cody winning. I see Cody in a really, really good position. Cody's been working really, really hard too, man. And the hardest part is getting through that 365-day schedule. It really is. That's the hardest part, to get through that schedule with all the, other obligations you got going on outside of showing up to perform inside that square circle. I tell you, and it really is. It's a taxing grind. I always say the guys that can make that trek, that 365 days to 364 days to that next WrestleMania, those are the iron men in this wrestling business. And for Cody to jump right in there, coming off the indie scene, then going into AEW, and then boom, coming into WWE. His motor's hot, man. His motor's hot, and he's ready to run. I always talk about that guy that you can trust being at the top of the card. You got to be able to trust him. You got to be able to, rely on him. He's got to be dependable all the time. And that's Cody Rhodes. It really is. And I'm not saying that. I'm not blowing smoke or anything like that. I think he was the right person for this time.
I don't think there was any other option. I think that Cody, when you saw his run going into WrestleMania last year in Los Angeles, and how he had such a groundswell of support, and everybody wanted to see Cody Rhodes, man, go out there and beat Roman Reigns. We all thought it was going to happen. I'll never forget looking around SoFi Stadium when the 1, 2, 3 was counted for Roman Reigns, and all the faces of shock and disbelief. And everyone's saying, it's the wrong call. How could you do it? How could you do it? I even had those thoughts race through my head. I'm like, man, it just seemed like this is the call, right? And now, 365 days later, Cody wins the Royal Rumble again and is going to go to WrestleMania again, WrestleMania 40, and battle Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. And he's 100% going to win the title. And do you know what it reminds me of? Do you know what this story reminds me of, and why Philadelphia is like the best spot for it? Is because it reminds me of Rocky 2, right? He goes the whole way with the champ. You know what? He could have gotten it, but he didn't do it. Then he has to battle back. He gets the shot again, and he's going to do it in Philadelphia, right? Just the home of Rocky Balboa. And he's going to win the champion. He's going to have the Yo Adrian, I did it. But it's going to be Yo Dusty, I did it. And that's going to finish the story. Beautiful. Only in America.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
I like
that's great.
No, I like it. Like I said, I really feel like the stories. I mean, people asked me last year, was it the wrong call? And I go, nah, man, I didn't think it was the wrong call at all, just because I felt like Cody wasn't going anywhere. This year has done Cody a whole lot of good, I think. He's gotten a chance to really, really solidify himself throughout this whole year. Talk about the matches, with with Brock Lesnar, stuff like that. He wouldn't have been able to do that kind of stuff properly if he had won the title. There's no way. Those matches couldn't have been the same. So for me, I think the Cinderella story, man, is almost complete.
It's almost there, man. And Cody, again, like you said, he's solidified himself. He's the guy. He's the guy to run with. He's the guy who's going to carry you, into the next decade. He's going to be the guy that you want on the Netflix deal. You know what I mean? Holding down the face. He's a draw. And he had such a pop. And I don't know if it was just me hearing things on the broadcast, but it sounded like when it came down to him and Punk, I really thought the crowd was going to swell behind Punk. And when I said, man, if Cody wins this, they might turn on him a little bit. I was worried. But during the back and forth with the final two, the crowd actually kind of started to turn on Punk a little bit.
Well, you know what? I got to give Punk his just due. He did his job.
He started working the heel.
He turned heel.
Yeah.
He made the crowd do their job. He knew that at the end of that match, it needed to be at its peak, at its highest decibel level. And that's a mark of someone that know what they're doing. So I give them credit for that. A lot of guys don't understand that. A lot of guys really don't understand that little bitty nuance that you just talked about. A lot of people may not have even saw it. Literally, may not have even, peeped it just because they're not looking for something like that. But something like that, I noticed it immediately. And I go, wow, good job. Good job.
I like when he looked kind of toward the camera and knew that the mics were going to pick him up and go, I didn't come this far to lose to Dusty's kid. Right?
Yeah.
When he said that, I said, but you're about to lose to Dusty's kid. This is great.
Great. Like I said, man, he did his job. A lot of guys would have, that was a moment. A lot of guys would have missed that moment right there, thinking that, it would have made them look a certain way.
Right. Yeah. I mean, why try to elevate the other guy? I'm worried about me, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I give him a lot of credit for that.
Now, could you see a scenario where this is because, again, Punk's going to be out, 4 to 6 months. And I said maybe SummerSlam is when he's back. I know they've got, Bash in Berlin. I'm not sure what the date is on that. They got some international shows. It would be a nice thing to pay off the next story of Punk, Cody, for the title. You could kind of go that way. I'm just saying. The seeds are planted, Book. The seeds are planted. That's all I'm saying. They don't have to go that way.
Seeds are planted, man.
They don't have to go that way.
CM Punk is going to have to worry about the treadmill. That's his next biggest battle.
That's going to be the next PLE.
That's his next PLE, right?
Punk and the elliptical.
For the next 6 months.
Ah, man.
And that's a battle that, you don't want to have. You really don't. I'm serious. It sucks. No, I'm serious. It sucks. So he's going to have to really, really, coming back, getting back in the ring, it could happen again, just like that. And the thing is, too, after it's happened, what you say, 3 times now, right?
Since his comeback, significant injury. Second time with his tricep, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This third injury gets in your head, man. You start walking on eggshells. You don't do stuff the way you start thinking about it. Once you start thinking about this, you're in the wrong business. And I say that because that's when I stopped doing that drop kick off the top rope. Start thinking about it because that landing. I didn't think about the landing when I was 30, 35, 38. 40, I started thinking about it. That landing got heavy. Boom. And I'm like, what the hell? Did somebody get new rings? You know what I mean? Is it a bad board somewhere? It was like that. So you never saw King Booker go up top. He didn't do nothing. I'm serious. Once I got past that number, because it wasn't going up, it was coming down.
Yeah.
So I get it, man. I get it. So CM Punk coming back, that's just the thought process of getting back in the ring is something that he's going to have to fight with and going to have to really battle himself, as far as really pushing himself when he go out there and do it the way he always did it. It's going to be hard. That question's going to be in his head, man. And that's just human nature. That's all it is. It's just human nature. I always felt if I was could I jump as high, when I came back, I always wondered was I going to be able to do it the same way. It was a question in my head, and the thing is, honestly, to be honest, I wasn't. I wasn't able to do it the same.
Do the same exact, yeah.
I wasn't. That's just fact. So hopefully he can get back. But getting back to 100%, we never get back to 100%. You get back to whatever percent you can get to, and you go with it. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Sucker! And this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
Let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com and use promo code and receive your first month absolutely free, man. Visit BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Talking a little Royal Rumble went down this past weekend in Tampa, Florida. And I tell you, man, what an awesome night. What an awesome night. I had a great time. I first time, with this new move, as far as being with this new company, I got a credential for the first time.
You have a TKO credential?
Got a TKO credential. So that was the new deal. Getting to the building. So now I got something to flash. That's me right there. TKO. I'm going to all events with it too. That's what's crazy.
You should. You should go go everywhere.
Events, it's right there. You say that, don't you? It's got WWE, got TK, got UFC, everything. I want everything, man. So I was pretty stoked about that, getting that credential, bro. I'm serious.
You know what? It's still one of my favorite stories. Is back in the day, we were somewhere, and it was a WWE show, and you would come to grab me, and we're walking through, and a security guard stopped you, and goes, "Hey man, I need to see some ID." And you got so hot, and you just hold up your 2 Hall of Fame rings, and you go, "There's my ID." And then that was enough for him. He goes, "Okay, all right. Come on back.
Hey, bro.
Come on back."
No, man, I'm serious, man.
I was gonna say when we were talking about the Royal Rumble, because we do have a lot of super chats coming in, and I want to make sure that we get to them all. With the Rumble itself, though, the men's Rumble, were there any other standout moments that you wanted that stood out to you? I mean, the one that kind of stood out to me. There's a few things. One, Jay and Jimmy kicking it off. Really cool moment.
Yeah, that was really, really cool. I like what they've done with the Usos, man, by breaking those guys up and but they've made the breakup still cool. It's not one of these breakups to where, that Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty, where you know these guys got to come back together sooner or later. It's one of these, that's the story it seemed like. And it's such a beautiful told story. And them starting to rumble off, great move right there. The two different colors that they
the
had,
red and the blue.
red and white. Whether red and blue, or red and white.
Something like that.
It was red and white.
Maybe he had on white.
Yeah. And I was like, I just say, this is cool, dog. This is cool. These my boys right here. These my boys representing reality of wrestling right here. So I had a moment right there watching Jimmy and Jay come out. Of course, the Pat McAfee thing was kind of cool. It's funny, you know what I mean? Andrade making his return was definitely a cool moment. Omos coming out with the new gear. Looked like I was a little suspect with the new gear there. You know what I mean? It had a little something going on with it. You know what I mean? We'll talk about that later. But it wasn't as I don't think it was as shocking as the ladies' Royal Rumble.
No, it wasn't.
Ladies, I think, stole the Royal Rumble aspect of it. Right?
Well, but I do say from the men's side, a couple other standouts to me. Of course, we talked about Andrade. The other two things that happened in the Rumble that I want to make mention of is one, R-Truth doing a hot tag spot with Dominic in the Rumble was just funny, man. It was a funny moment. It made me laugh. R-Truth was actually killing it all night long with the comedy.
Man, I tell you, R-Truth. I was reading an article and it was me actually talking about R-Truth, and I was talking about how smart R-Truth really is. And I tell you, man, so many people just do not understand this business. So many people on the outside looking in, because I do read the comments sometime, and so many people look at R-Truth's career and want to hate on him. Like I said, this guy's been doing this over 20 years, in pretty much in WWE, altogether, with his time there. He worked TNA. He's worked everywhere. He's done it all over. And his TNA career was different than his WWE career.
Absolutely.
My WCW career was totally different than my WWE career.
Absolutely.
And people can hate on it, and hate on my career all they want. But I had a hell of a career. R-Truth, he has had a hell of a career. And the thing is, he's going to be able to parlay what he's done in wrestling after he leaves this business and do what the hell he want to do. R-Truth lives very, very well. All the people out there that's hating on R-Truth. So I just want to give R-Truth props for, there again, knowing how to last in this business, because that's exactly what it is. It's a business. And for the people that, talk about winning titles, me personally, I never really thought about winning titles or anything like that. It just came along with it. The people that, think that that's what this game is truly all about at the end of the day, man, it really shows how much they really don't know about the business.
Yeah, man, I agree with you. If you watch what Truth did on Saturday and came away with it by thinking he was a fool or doesn't know the business or whatever people you saw were saying, it's ridiculous, because the hot tag spot, genius, never seen it in a Royal Rumble, ever, never seen it before. And then him running into the Women's Rumble. And then he runs into the Women's Rumble and slides in and looks around and go, where the guys at? It's just such
that's what this thing's about, man. I mean, R-Truth has literally been one of the best entertainers in WWE's history. I really, truly, I'm not just saying that. I really, really believe that. And the thing is, people can say, he's getting a check. You're damn right he's getting a check.
Hell yeah.
No, he's getting a check because he's entertaining you. And the people that talk about, well, he may not be remembered for titles and this, go and fight and get into a real fight and win your title. For those people. I mean, go earn your championship in a real fight and see what you got to go through to actually achieve something like that. This is sports entertainment, and people don't get it twisted. That I love this business for every aspect of it, because I always feel like, for me, everywhere I go, people go, man, you and Stone Cold Steve Austin in the grocery store, and they don't say it from, trying to make fun of me. I get it. They don't do that. Mm-hmm. They do it because, man, it was a moment a snapshot in their life that they had a chance to freaking have some fun with. And to this day, it's still a moment to them. So for me, that moment with Stone Cold Steve Austin in the grocery store is one of my proudest moments. It's one of the highlights in my career. Me being on the losing end, and I tell my students all the time. You know what I tell them, Brad?
Yeah, you got to win better than you lose.
You got to
lose better than you win.
You got to lose better than you win all the time. That's just the way the game goes. You got to be able to laugh at yourself. You got to always be able to laugh at yourself in this business. And if you don't have the innate ability to be able to do that, you're not going to make it very far in this business at all. So young people out there, if you're listening to me, if you're trying to get into this business, first of all, you want to go to realitywrestling.com and do it now. But if you really thinking about getting into this business and thinking about all about the aspect of the wrestling side of it, you're not going to make it very far. That's just my advice to you.
Now, before we go to the women's Rumble, and I think we have a break, and then we got to do these super chats. Braun Breaker. We'll talk about a breakout moment for Braun Breaker. Looked incredible in the Rumble. Incredible, man. The spears he was hitting, the spots he was giving. He looked great. Like, he looked main roster ready.
You know what, man? I said Braun Breaker may need another 6 months to a year. Not that it was because I didn't think he was ready or anything like that. I thought because NXT needed him more than anything. That's why I would like to see Braun Breaker stick around for a little while longer. But Braun Breaker made a statement on Twitter. He said the main roster is now his new home. I get it, man. The young guys want to move up and get a piece of that action, be able to travel, go around the world, see it like that. You don't get a chance to do that down at NXT. You're stuck in that bubble, and that's the prize. That's the prize of getting out of NXT. Get a chance to, like I say, go around the world. But it's not going to get it. Leaving NXT is not going to get any easier. It's going to get harder. So I respect, someone like Braun Breaker who's willing to partake that journey and go on it and live it to the fullest, man. Because trust me, I've been there, done it. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, man. But we got to take a break. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Trying to stay comfortable while you sleep. Well, I've got something exciting for you.
That's right, Book. We've recently discovered a game changer for a good night's sleep. It's called Miracle Made, and it has its new product, the silver-infused bed sheets inspired by NASA.
Yeah, these sheets are no ordinary sheets, guys. They've got self-cooling properties that keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, thanks to NASA-inspired technology.
And here's the kicker. They're self-cleaning too. Infused with silver, these sheets prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them fresh and clean 3 times longer than regular sheets. So that means no more gross odors. Plus, they're all about comfort and quality. Miracle sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the crazy price tag of other luxury brands. Trust me, Book, they feel as nice, if not nicer, than the sheets used by some 5-star hotels.
And just in time for the holidays, guys, these miracle sheets make perfect gifts for your loved ones. And who doesn't want better sleep and luxurious bed sheets? And guess what, guys? You get 3 free towels with your purchase. But wait, there's more. These sheets are designed with your skin in mind. No more sleeping on bacteria that can clog your pores. You don't want that. Sleep clean with Miracle.
Yeah, so here's the deal, listeners. Go to trymiracle.com/Booker to try it today or gift it to someone special this holiday season. And guess what? You will save over 40%.
Do it! And don't forget, guys, if you use the promo code at your checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and an extra 20% off.
And if that wasn't great, here's the best part. Miracle stands behind their product with a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not 100% satisfied, you will get a full refund from Miracle Made.
Hey guys, upgrade with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Booker and use the promo code Booker and claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40%. Trymiracle.com/Booker. Treat yourself or a loved one this holiday season to a gift of better sleep. Don't wait. Try Miracle Made today. Shoop! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, y'all. Hey, man, like Brad said, we're going to be going down in just a couple of weeks. Reality of Wrestling, February 10th. Blitz, guys. Do not miss out. Do not get shut out if you're anywhere in the surrounding area of Texas City, 9300 Emmett F. Lowry Expressway, Walker, Texas, Lawyer Arena, man. Oh, yes. NXT's Duke Hudson will be in the building. Of course, Jacob Fatu will be in the building. He's got a little beef that I will be accompanying him on with a little man by the name of Ruthless Ryan Davidson. I call him a little man for a big reason, but that's another story. Okay. But yes, guys, if you anyway, why are you looking like that, man?
Hey,
What's
man,
up?
I don't want any of that smoke. You could do that talk.
Yeah, you definitely don't want none. You definitely don't want none of the smoke. But guys, like I say, if you're anywhere in the surrounding area, come out there and check us out.
Now this is, I believe, our last segment of the day, and we have to talk about. Is it? I think so.
No, we got one more.
Yeah, okay. My count is a little different, but we do need to talk about the Women's Royal Rumble. But I think that we could go to a couple of super chats, right? Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's pull up because some of them are about the same thing. So I'm going to read these super chats here in order if I can find them real quick. This is from Mike Edwards. This is from Mike Edwards. What is that? That's not my super chat sound.
Super chat.
This is from my Mike Edwards. Bianca Belair looking at Jade Cargill was the Spider-Man meme. Braun came in like a wrecking ball, hoping he's going to the main roster. Damaris Oliver kind of backdoors that and says Bianca and Jade stare down was very similar to Hogan and Warrior at the 90 Royal Rumble. And Brooklyn Bryan says Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. Batista voice, give me what I want.
Nah, man, Brum Breaker, Jade Cargill. I tell you what stood out, I think, more than anything was they both look like major superstars already.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, Jade Cargill, she's got like that star appeal. But Bron Breakker coming out of NXT, right off the bat, knocking it right out of the park, stepping in there with the big guys and fitting in pretty much perfectly. Man, I see a bright future for both of those guys, man. Jade Cargill definitely going to shake it up in the women's division, and she might even take over the women's division if she play her cards right.
It was hard to ignore the reaction she got to in Orlando. I mean, massive, huge pop for Jade Cargill coming at 28. The stare down with Bianca was magical, man, because when we found out she was getting signed, that was what had X going crazy and the internet going crazy. Like, oh, man, could we see Bianca versus Jade Cargill? We talked about it last week. We talked about it, hey, maybe it comes down to Bianca and Jade, the last two in to the Rumble. Like, we wanted to see it, and we got a tease, and I love how they didn't touch. They didn't touch. They looked at each other, gave us the tease. We'll see where this goes. But it's
going to be time for it. You know what I mean? That's what I love about WWE and being able to try to, really, really fall into and lean into those storylines and try to make you want it. That's something right there. That's a big match. That's a big match. And when it does happen, the world going to see it on a major pay-per-view, and they're going to pay to see it.
You know what? I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it at WrestleMania. I wouldn't mind seeing it at WrestleMania.
Maybe a little too soon.
We'll see. I'd like to see it at WrestleMania. And then you want to talk about making somebody in one night. Jade coming in again, like when you look at Jade just from a physical standpoint, you're like, oh, megastar. I mean, she looks jacked. She looks like a superhero come to life, right out of a comic book and or a Marvel movie. And then she goes in there and she lives up to that look and she starts banging everybody around and then scoop slams Nia Jax over the top rope by herself.
Spine Buster looked great too.
Oh, the spine, but she looked great. She didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
And it came down. She was in the final 3.
I tell you, everything I talk about, it looked like she did everything that she was very, very comfortable doing, and she made everything look right. That's what I loved about Jade Cargill. She didn't look out of place at all. She looked totally, in the spotlight as far as all eyes on me as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it was one of those nights. So she did a hell of a job.
And when you talk about the women too, there's a couple other ones that stand out to me, especially ones that you have knowledge of. Tiffany Stratton came in, did a hell of a job in the Rumble, had a great spot with Bianca.
Hell of a job.
And then comes in, does the swanton onto the group of women, and she did great, man. What did you think of Tiffany?
Tiffany, just making the walk, man. Tiffany Stratton is worth the price of admission. I'm serious, man. Seriously. So when I saw Tiffany come out, I was pretty stoked because there again, I was wishing and hoping that, one of the NXT kids would actually pull the thing off, be a first time, entry like that, go all the way and win it, make somebody a major, almost like winning the lottery in one night, so I was wishing and hoping for, Braun Breaker to win it. I was wishing and hoping, for Tiffany Stratton. And of course, when Roxanne Perez came out, I was like, oh, my girl could slip on a banana peel somehow and last, through this 30, it would be great, so, but nah, man, just seeing those guys in the Royal Rumble, even though Roxanne was in there last year with me, it was kind of cool, to train her and the pupil in the Royal Rumble in the same year. That was such a cool moment for me. But nah, man, it was awesome. It really was.
Now, the two other women I think we need to highlight from this, well, obviously we got to talk about the winner, Bayley. So 3 women we should highlight real quickly. Jordynne Grace, the TNA Knockouts champion, surprise entry. We've seen TNA send a woman before. Mickie James was in it a couple years ago, I believe. It was 2022 Rumble, maybe. She came out and had an awesome spot. And then Jordynne Grace came in, and not only was it a cool moment, Jordynne Grace went out there and worked like a star, man, in that Royal Rumble. And even to the finish, the way she was eliminated, she took Bianca's finish on the apron. They made sure to take care of her out there, make her look good, WWE being they and all the women involved in the match. But she was jacked. Oh, man, my gosh.
And I must confess, because I worked with Jordynne Grace before at Reality Wrestling. She's come through, but when she came to Reality Wrestling, she was kind of bigger, kind of more, kind of chunkier, and then she got in shape, and then she got to this Jordynne Grace, this version of Jordynne Grace that we see today. I saw her in catering. I was on my way to catering, and she was coming like from catering, I think. And she's got the blonde hair now, so she looked totally different. And from a minute she was walking, I go, man, who is this girl? And then she came up to me and she go, hey, what's going on? I'm like, oh man, what's going on? But I did not even recognize her. I just thought, I didn't know. I just thought maybe she was a bodybuilder. I didn't know. And then to see her go out and perform the way she did, I tell you, when she made her walk to the ring, man, she looked like she belonged.
Oh gosh,
she looked like she was part of, I mean, not trying to, take her or anything from TNA, but she looked like she fit right in to the system right now. She looked great.
Yeah, she was a star in that Rumble. She was a star in it, and I'm like you. I mean, I saw her progression too in her physique, and now the big shoulders, and she's jacked, and she looks like she could kill anybody in there. Thick mama pump, is what they call her. And yeah, man, she looked like an absolute monster in there, and I thought that they did well by her. And then what was actually also cool was there's a pop when her and Naomi faced off because they just worked a program in TNA for the title. And Naomi coming back, Iron Woman in the match. What'd you think? She back home, Book.
Yeah, Naomi's back, man. Naomi's back. And we'll see exactly. I mean, you know what? I was happy to see Naomi back. I never wanted to see Naomi leave.
Right.
I mean, that definitely wasn't on my radar as for Naomi getting up out of there. But I'm glad to see Naomi back. But more importantly, I'm glad that Naomi went out there and worked to get back as well. You know, she just wasn't sitting on the sofa. And then coming back at the Rumble, it was a perfect timing to bring her back. You know, so yeah. I'm not going to say anything negative and even remotely about Naomi returning because Black Twitter will eat me alive.
I was about to say, you don't want that smoke. You don't want that smoke. But there wasn't really anything negative to say. I mean, it was good to see her back, and she's back where she belongs.
If I say anything, no matter what it is, they're going to be like, oh, man, you know what I mean, Black Twitter. And like I said, I didn't even know it was a Black Twitter until I said something about Naomi.
Well, you know, you found out pretty swiftly.
Oh, real quick.
Yeah, but no, it was great to have her back. And then Bayley winning the Rumble. Best choice, man. Best choice.
Yeah. But we got to take a break, man. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. The Hall of Fame podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. What's up, everybody? It's your man, Booker T, along with my main man, Brad Gilmore, and we're back with another episode. And today, we want to talk to you about something that's incredibly important, especially during this time of the year.
That's right, Booker. You know, as we head into the end of the year, it's the time for reflection, joy, and sometimes for a lot of us, a lot of stress. The holidays can be overwhelming for many, and it's okay to admit that.
Look, this time of the year can be a lot to handle, and it's natural to feel some sadness or anxiety, but we've got something positive to share with you today.
That's right, Book. It's therapy. It's a bright spot amid all the stress and change. Something you can look forward to. Something that can make you feel grounded. Something that equips you with the tools to manage everything that life throws at you.
And when it comes to therapy, we've got the solution for you, BetterHelp. It's convenient, flexible, and entirely online. You can match up with a licensed therapist who fits your schedule, and you can even switch therapists at any time at no extra cost.
The best part is it's so easy to get started. You just fill out a brief questionnaire just like I did. I went through the process myself. It helped match me with a licensed therapist who will help me and can help you on your journey to personal growth and well-being.
And here's the kicker, folks. You can get started today and receive 10% off your first month by visiting BetterHelp.com/BookerT. That's right, BetterHelp. That's HELP.com/BookerT.
You deserve to find your bright spot this season, and BetterHelp is here to help you do just that. Don't wait. Take that positive step towards a brighter future. The Hall of Fame podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. BetterHelp, professional, affordable, and convenient online counseling.
Oh, yeah. Shoop. You back on the clock, dog? You back? You ready?
I'm ready.
You back? I'm just making sure. You thought we was going home early.
I thought so. I did my math wrong. It's okay.
You've been working today. You've been working.
I'm working all the time. What do you think though? We're talking about the Women's Royal Rumble, and then we have a bunch of super chats to get to. But Bayley, you've always said, hey, if I had 12 Baileys, if I had a couple dozen Baileys, man, I'd have a solid roster. And she always felt like one of those kind of always the bridesmaid, never the bride kind of deals. And this to me was like huge. This was like a huge moment for her.
Yeah. Smart too, you know. Bayley came back off of an injury also, right?
Mm-hmm.
And boom, jumped into the damage control deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got, started in the 2 feet and then went to the 3 feet, before she started working her way to the deep end. That's what I think Bayley did, and she did it, quite well. But I've always said she's a general. She's a general in the ring, man. She can go out, she can perform with the best. She's believable. Everything about Bayley is, top notch. But I think her having that time off, from the injury and then coming back and working her way back into the system all the way to this point to where now she can make a play at the big goal going into WrestleMania. So I loved it. I loved it. And Bayley, for me, there again, just like Cody, I think the right person got picked for the job.
Yeah, it was one of those years of the Royal Rumble where they got it right. They nailed it. These are the two winners that we should have gotten. It's the two winners we did get. And it's going to be interesting to see where they kind of go on the road to WrestleMania, because the road to the throne is long.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But we have a bevy of super chats to get to, Book. We're going to start.
Give us some Roni, brother. Oh, yeah.
With Cali Toenail. First off, BT Man, that royal blue suit was straight out of Mykonos. I'm copping that. As always, you had the pre-show lit. Give me some, damn it.
Hey, man, I had some fun, man. I had a lot of fun on the kickoff show, actually, this week. Yeah, man, that's what the kickoff show is all about. I think if I'm having fun, you guys are having fun. A lot of times, my antics go a little over the top. But the fans, I must say, in Tampa, they was rocking, man. That little buzz we had, it was like a little party around the kickoff booth this time. So they could do it like that every time. I'm in 100%. Appreciate it.
Yeah, shout out to Petey Boy and everybody for holding it down with you on the kickoff show. DJ 1491, no Trick in the Rumble. I'm just trying to vibe.
Yeah, man, I think if Trick would have came out, it would have, stole a little bit of thunder away from the Rumble. Just because Trick right now is so over. And if Trick would have came out and not have won the Rumble, it might have would have dampened things for him. So me personally, I wasn't sad that I didn't see Trick in the Rumble.
Mello was in there. Trick was on SmackDown this week as well. Yeah. So,
but did you hear the pop Trick got?
Big pop. Big.
Man, I mean, you think Trick had been around for the last 15 years, the way the pop he got. You thought he had like some of the greatest WrestleMania moments and all of that just from the pop he got. So he's doing everything right, man. I'm just loving being a part of Trick Williams' ride to success, man, all the way to the top.
Big story, man. Massive story. He's going to be huge. The Black Panther.
Super chat.
What are your top five? What are your top 5 favorite wrestling maneuvers of all time?
Man,
wow. Like finishes or like just moves?
Like finishes, what I used to love the superplex when it first came out, where both guys get up on the top rope, suplex off the top rope. Something simple. For me, one of my favorite wrestlers that I admired and idolized was Great Muta when he did the moonsault, man. I was like, man, a great moonsault. Nobody's going to get hurt, and it's just a great move. Man, when Scott Steiner used to do that damn Frankensteiner.
Oh, man.
That was like so freaking awesome. When Scott used to do that, it was just so innovative, and it was a move that you really couldn't get hurt on. It was just really, really cool. Another move that's so technically sound that looked probably better than any move that ever been in professional wrestling that's been thoroughly overused, and that's that Canadian Destroyer.
First time I saw it, it's the most impressive thing I've ever seen.
Petey Williams, I'm stalking him, that kid with that damn Canadian Destroyer. Man, I love that Canadian Destroyer. And number 5 probably would be, I'm not sure, man, Texas Cloverleaf.
Just throw something out there, huh?
Just throw something out there. I love Dean Malenko, man, and we used to do that Texas Cloverleaf. Used to always, it was just cool.
Yeah, finishes, when they come to mind, I think of the Stunner's a great one, right? Because you can hit it out of anywhere. I love Macho's elbow drop. How could you not? I thought of a cool-looking finish. I always loved the spear into the jackhammer. It's just such a cool way to end the match. I would never thought I'd say it was one of my favorite, but I just love how it looked. And before, similar to the Canadian Destroyer, before everybody used it, the super kick Shawn would throw, man. That thing would put anybody down. I love the super kick. And then the sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter, that's like the Cloverleaf.
Similar.
And I can't believe that we didn't put the RKO Diamond Cutter.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, what are we thinking? The RKO Diamond Cutter is the best finish of all time.
That's the list.
Yeah, okay. Jake from the Windy City says, hi, Booker, love the show. Just wondering, as a promoter yourself, do you encourage your talent to cut promos from the heart or script it word for word?
No, we try to give them a guideline.
Yeah.
And
Like
then
I
we
think
try
a happy medium, right?
yeah. I mean, we want them to try to be able to flow and try to be able to do it and say it like they would actually say it. We'll give them, some blueprints and some guidelines, some bullet points that they need to hit. Just like some stops they need to hit on the way to the next town,
Mhm.
stuff like that. And if they can get that in there and do it properly, we'll let them flow. And that's what the wrestling business I think is missing a lot of is being able to let these kids go out there and flow. But sometimes on a major level, you got to be able to control everything because it's live, and you want it to be right the first time because you only get one chance to do this thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think, the roadmap is like the best, I think, scenario for most guys, because that way you can say it the way you would say it, but hit the spots that we need you to hit. Cali Toenail, ding dong. I knew Bailey or Nia was going to do it. Nia was beyond great. Nia Jax did do a great job on the Royal Rumble. We should have acknowledged her too. So now who do you want to see more? Bailey versus Sky or Bailey versus Ripley?
Yeah, I think the match is Bailey Ripley. But, I don't think we need to rush and get to that match.
I think I like her and Sky because they're in
I
the
like
same group.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell a story.
That's why I say, that match is going to happen. But, I'm not off into rushing to get to matches like Bailey and, Ripley, because those are marquee matches that we got to make sure everything, when I say everything has to be right, man.
Oh, yeah, man. Alex Cosentino, if WWE came to you and asked you to grab your ring gear and prepare your body to do a 2-month program with a pay-per-view blow-off with someone to give the rub to, and they let you pick, who would it be?
Who would I give the rub to?
Right now.
Right now on the roster, who would I give the rub to?
Whoop that trick. Get him. Whoop that trick. Get him.
Well, but I'm a heel. I'm trying to think of, maybe Mello.
Mello?
Yeah, maybe Mello. Trick don't need a rub. Trick is, about to blow up. Mello doesn't really need a rub, but Mello's that baby face that I can go out there and really work with because I know he can do all the work for me.
Demarius Oliver. God, there's something that I wish we could talk about, but we can't. But it's okay. Demarius Oliver. Gentlemen, this weekend was huge. The Rumble was good. I think the ladies stole the show. A lot of people saying that. I definitely thought Punk looked sluggish before the injury. Maybe he did. He did look a step behind, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say it was the injury that did it to him. But he did look a little slow.
Look, it might have been a little time off, that just that adrenaline dump, getting in the ring, just that walk to the ring. That nervous energy can blow you sky high, man. So that might have been it.
It could have been. It could have been. M Music, Book Brad, I got one word. Usos. Yes. Way to plant a seed for a brother versus brother match at WrestleMania 40. Oh, yeah. Truth stole the show at the Rumble. Oh, he did.
Yeah, give Truth his props and definitely planting a big seed for the Usos to go out there and, wreck shop at the Royal Rumble. And that would be a beautiful thing, man. That would be a beautiful thing because I'm just going to look forward to seeing the match. I was just thinking about trying to book it a little bit.
Don't do it.
I'm not going to do it.
I got to say one more thing about R-Truth. After he comes to the back from the Women's Rumble, they have a little thing on social media of him arguing with Adam Pearce. And they're arguing about it. And then Truth at the end goes, "Hey, man, where'd your hair go?" Because he thought he was Nick Aldis. Hey, man, where's your hair go? Just the small stuff with Truth pops me. Jamal Stoudemire. Booker, how'd you come up with the idea of doing your own commentary with the mic and beating everyone up in the ring in TNA? Now, he's asking that, I think, for a particular reason, because TNA tweeted this out today. Today in TNA history, Booker T did commentary for his own beatdown as the Main Event Mafia took over the show back on January the 29th, 2009.
Again, another moment in my career that I'm really, really proud of. It was a stupid moment, one of the stupidest moments, just like Stone Cold and I at the grocery store. That's what wrestling is. I came up with that because it was just something I always wanted to do. That's all.
Amen. Amen. That's the way it goes. Our next one here is from Acapella 7. Rock being the special referee for Cody versus Roman match.
Not
bad.
I like that. I like that a lot. I like it a lot.
Not a bad idea. It's a way to get him involved, a way to make the match feel different.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I'm not going to book it, but that would be a great idea.
That's a good idea. Really good idea. Brooklyn Bryan says, Jade Cargill body slamming Nia was like when Hogan slammed Andre.
Yeah.
What a showing for Jade Cargill. She was like China.
What a moment, man. What a moment the way they put that thing together. Everybody got a little bit of piece of the action. Little champagne, wishes, and caviar dreams out of those Rumble matches. So, yeah, man. Yeah. I wish I had something to do with it as far as booking that match because it was great.
We gotta wrap here, so we're gonna go through these last couple ones here, and we might have to save them for another show. Mr. Joe Walker, Booker and Brad, to clarify my last super chat, Booker's Club Shay Shay Tell All would not be an expose. It would be to celebrate his great life and career. So like a tell-all, telling your story.
I feel you. I can do that. And what a hell of a ride. What a hell of a ride.
Let's see. We have some still coming in, it looks like. Brooklyn Bryan, WWE should sign Jordan Grace.
Hey, man, I think they should. But right now, I think she's still under contract with TNA. Hopefully, if they can make some kind of a deal where she could still work. I don't know. This TNA deal seemed like it's something that's really real.
Let's see. Our next one. Mercedes to AEW.
Hey, man. Right now, I was just reading that Mercedes is going to be entering back into the ring real soon. Word that WWE or AEW, I'm not sure, but I would love to see Sasha Banks back in the WWE.
Okay, we got time for just a couple more here. This is from Joe Compton. Do you think it was an audible? An audible was called at the end of Rumble since Punk tore his tricep. I think it was Cody all the time. I don't think they switched that.
I think it was Cody all the time. I'm not sure. I'm not privy to that information or anything like that, but I think Cody was the guy that was getting the nod.
Then we're going to end on this one. Brooklyn Bryan, does AEW have anybody to challenge Samoa Joe? How about Swerve Strickland? Whose house? Swerve's house.
Swerve is the only guy, man, but Swerve's a heel just like Samoa Joe. But I don't know. Sometimes, the way I see Swerve, he kind of act like a babyface, so I don't know. I think Swerve would be the guy, but would Swerve be a heel or a babyface? That's
we'd have to see. We'd have to see. But I think he's a good dude. But the fallout from the Rumble is going to continue, Book, on Monday Night Raw. But we got to get up out of here.
Yeah, man. I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame. All you super chats, man. Appreciate you guys. We love you. Brad, for all the heavy lifting, like always. But right now, guys, we got to get up out of here. Peace. Be out. Love you. Now.
The Ed Milet Show showcases the greatest peak performers sharing their journey, knowledge, and thought leadership.
This is one of the all-time best pieces of advice ever given on the show.
Actor Rainn Wilson.
The number one thing that psychologists point to with young people of why they are struggling so much in this mental health epidemic is they don't have resilience. So how do you build resilience if you don't understand suffering itself?
The Ed Milet Show is available on YouTube or wherever you listen.
Hi there. Sorry for the interruption, but are you enjoying this show on Google Podcasts? You should know that the Google Podcasts app is going away this spring. That's right, going away, gone as in no longer available. You can still enjoy this show elsewhere though. Try out Spotify or Amazon Music, or maybe TuneIn is more your style. Whatever app you switch to, be sure to follow so you never miss the next episode. And thanks for listening, wherever you listen.